Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the second installment of This Week in Training, and this was from my 12-week out mark from my first men's physique show this October. So yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. 3 months out on last Saturday, so we're getting in the thick of it now. I'm getting pretty pumped as the weeks go by. So here's the start of the week with bench press. I'm getting warmed up here with 135, as you saw with the warm up with the 45-pound bar there. I work on really exploding fast off the chest to really build that strength. So here's the first set of my working sets. I worked up to 250 today, but the first set there that you just saw was 195, and that was for a set of, called for a set of 3, but I hit 5 because I forgot the rep scheme. So we hit 5 there, and same here, 225. Again, only supposed to do 3, but I hit 5. But oh well, got it done. Here's the last set here, 250, and I ended up getting a set of 8, which was really good lift that day. As you may or may not know, I'm on the 531 program, which is more of a strength-oriented program, but I've kind of added a little bit more hypertrophy work into it after the main lifts of each day. So this was week 2, which called for 3 sets of 3 at 70, 80, 90% of my 1 rep max for the squat, bench, and deadlift. So that was my my bench day, 250 for a set of 8. Really happy with that, especially being only 158 pounds body weight, which I have not been in years. So it was good. I'm happy with it. So after bench, we moved on to incline dumbbell press. I bumped up the poundages from last week from 80s to 85s. So I got 3 sets of 10, 8, and 8 reps. So increased the weight by 5 pounds and still maintained in that 8 to 12 rep range that I was happy with. So yeah, good pressing strength this week. Hasn't declined at all while the diet continues. I had to drop my calories down a bit to 2,500, so I cut them by 200 calories, and it didn't affect my strength at all. So that's always a plus. Here's I think the last set, again 85s, got a nice set of 8. This big stretch at the bottom, and then that hard contraction at the top. So after dumbbells, moved to incline dumbbell fly. As I've mentioned in previous video, I don't go too heavy on this just because I feel that it takes away from what the movement's supposed to be. I think flies have really attributed to my chest development over the years, and it's from doing them in the way they're supposed to be done. I find people sometimes go too heavy on them, you know, get 50, 60 pounds in each hand, and it turns into more of a press than a fly. You got to make sure you keep that angle in your arm maintained throughout the movement, or it turns into more of a press, which can then start to target your front delts and triceps versus solely your chest, which is kind of what we're going for here. As you see, I turn my wrist out at the bottom. Find that gets more of a stretch from my personal experience anyways, gets more of a stretch. I learned that from old Joe DeFranco, and I gotta say it seems to be working pretty good. So those were all the chest exercises. Then we moved on to cable press down for the triceps with the straight bar. Called for 4 sets of 15, 10, 8, and 6 reps, increasing the intensity as far as the weight goes, and then decreasing the reps. So here is probably the second or third set here. You can see getting that hard squeeze at the bottom, and then letting it stretch up at the top, coming up to 90, and then pressing down hard. Then we moved on to one arm press down. As you can see, I'm really starting to lean out in my arms. You can see the tricep really taking shape. Really happy with that. I haven't been that lean in my arms ever, I think. And you can even see the shoulder when I pressed there was starting to, the shreds were coming through. So that's always good to see that the dieting is paying off. Then we moved on to cable overhead extension. 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. Here is probably, looks like 90 pounds there on the cable, so nothing too heavy, but Feeling that nice stretch and hard contraction. Alright, so now on to Tuesday's workout, which was legs. Just a little warm up here with 135. As you can see, the speed out of the hole is staying solid, nice and fast, which is always a good sign. So 3x3, first set here, 255 for a set of 3. Felt really good, back felt fine, knees, hips, everything felt really good. Then we moved on to second set, 290 for a set of 3. There's the first one there. Everything's moving really well. Bar is moving fast. That's one thing. You got to make sure that that bar travels really, really fast or you're going to get stuck. Then the last set here was my 3 plus, 330, and I ended up nailing 6 reps, which I was really, really pleased with. The squat strength, as the bench is staying really consistent and slowly increasing as the weeks go on. So who knows, we might PR by the end of the contest prep. That'd be pretty cool. So after the squats there, now we moved on to machine leg press. 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps, so a little bit higher volume. But as you can see, I like to keep constant tension on the muscles, so I don't fully lock out or rest at the bottom of the reps. So I keep that constant tension to fill the legs with blood and lactic acid. And let me tell you, by that 18th, 19th, 20th rep, it burns like crazy. So if you ever want to punish yourself in the gym, then hop on the leg press and do 15, 20 reps and keep that tension on there and you'll be feeling it. So then we moved on to lying leg curl for the hamstrings. 3 sets, 15, 10, 8 reps, progressively increasing the intensity with the weight and decreasing the reps. So here's the first set. Looks like 70 pounds for a set of 15. Then we got lying leg curl here. Again, second set, probably 90, 100 pounds if I can remember correctly on the bar. Now we got a new one I added in, the glute ham raise. It's kind of a variation. Instead of using the machine, I'm kind of locked into the lat pull down and then using that piece of PVC pipe to support myself. This exercise is extremely difficult but extremely beneficial to hamstring development and all the other posterior chain muscles. So if your glutes or hamstrings or even your calves are lacking, give it a shot. Then we got stiff leg deadlifts with dumbbells. Up the poundages a bit from last week, grab the 80s and hit those for a couple sets of 10. So then Wednesday, so that was Tuesday's workout. Then Wednesday I did a little bit of conditioning with the battle rope and some tires. Nothing too crazy, but it was about 15-20 minutes long, and by the end of it I was gassed. So I'd take those over a treadmill any day of the week if you're looking to improve your athletic performance and stuff. So then moved on Thursday. I was a little bit pressed for time, so I didn't get all the shoulder work done that I wanted to, but I did hit arms pretty good. So as you saw before there, barbell curl, and I supersetted that with reverse grip press down you're seeing here. A couple sets there for each of them. 3 sets, 12, 8, 6 reps. Again, increasing the intensity as far as the weight goes, and then decreasing the reps as the weight goes up. So on the bicep movements, I make sure my shoulders and elbows are back to really isolate the biceps. I don't go too heavy, but I make sure that the muscles that I want to be working are the ones that are working. I try not to, swing my shoulders and swing the elbows. I want the pressure to be solely on the biceps. So after those two were done, we moved on to incline dumbbell curl that you're seeing here. I supersetted that with skull crushers. Again, keeping the elbows and shoulders back and really isolating the bicep. I like incline curls a lot just because I feel that unless you're really trying to, there is no way you can cheat on those. So if your biceps are lacking from doing typical barbell or just regular dumbbell curls, it could be because you're cheating and using a little more front delt and a little bit more momentum than you should be. So maybe switch it up and try some incline stuff. Even preacher curls are a good one. I'll probably start using them next week. I'll throw them in to change it up a bit. But give the incline curls a try. They're a really good exercise. So then the last ones we moved on, after the incline, high cable curl here and supersetted with tricep dips. And as you can see, my back's really starting to get defined. It's a strong point, I feel. The lighting's not the greatest, but you can kind of see the little muscles starting to pop out. The lower back's getting nice and shredded. And so here's the dips. This is a little bit better indicator of how lean I'm getting. The chest is getting nice and lean. The veins in the forearms are coming through. The abs are coming through. Side obliques. Everything's starting to look really good on point at 12 weeks out. So it'll be really cool to see what I'm getting to on stage. So that was Thursday's workout, and then the last workout of the week was deadlifts and back. So here's the first set of sumo deadlifts, 295 for a set of 3. Again, 3x3 at 70, 80, 90%. Then the last set was 380. Second set here, 340 for a set of 3. Felt really good. Can't complain. The hips, knees, everything was jiving that day. So here it is, the last set, 380 for a 3+, and I ended up nailing 12 reps. Again at 158 pounds body weight. My sumo strength is really going up, which I'm happy with. I've kind of always deadlifted the conventional way with the feet in close and then the hands outside the legs. So sumo was something I really wanted to improve upon, and I seem to be doing a pretty good job at it. I know I'm using straps, but it's a safer method to use a double overhand grip than doing the over-under, especially on sumo. It puts your bicep in a really compromised position. So, you know, for building the leg muscles and building the low back, I'm gonna go with the straps for a bit and kind of save my bicep tear for another day. Then we moved on to chin-ups, just a couple sets, 13 reps. Nothing too crazy, but getting that blood flow to the upper back. Then on to dumbbell row, single arm. I got the hundreds here for a couple sets of 10. Happy with that, up from the 8 reps that I hit last week. After dumbbell row, moved on to close grip cable pull downs. 3 sets of 15, 10, 8 reps. There's one there, and then a different angle coming up here. You can see I'm getting that full stretch and that hard squeeze at the bottom. Then the last exercise for back was cable pullover. Just a couple sets of 20 reps. I like this exercise to get that full stretch in the lats and then that hard squeeze. Then I finished it off with a couple sets of hammer curls for the biceps, and then that wrapped up this week's training. So again, I hope you guys liked this week's installment. Stay tuned next week, 11 weeks out. We're closing in on it, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the gym.